You are now listening to Feeding Off Each Other.
Wow.
Welcome to another podcast, everybody. Podcast number 29. It's a magical episode today. As always, I don't have any of my notes, so I don't know what the hell I was supposed to say at the beginning. But if I do recall, I'm supposed to mention who I'm with.
And who you are, and the name of the podcast.
And who I'm with. Okay, this is the Feeding Off Each Other podcast, if you are unaware. And I am joined, as always, with Jason, not lactose intolerant Lucas.
Ooh, true. I do love milk.
And also joined by David, very lactose intolerant Wiggins.
I wouldn't say very. I think people that are very lactose intolerant get violent diarrhea, and I just get an upset tum tum.
Lactose adverse.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't let them come into my house.
But you still need to take a pill to survive.
I don't need to. It's just like a bit of discomfort and a little bit farty.
You're probably wondering why I brought this up in the first 10 seconds. Well, I do have a surprise later, and it is lactose related. And I hope our guest can handle the lactose. Can you? If you can, blink once.
Oh, move the mic close to your mouth.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
We can. We're safe. How's everybody doing today? Are you guys doing good here?
Yeah.
I'm good.
You guys ready to rock and roll?
Really good.
All right. Guys, I don't have the intro or anything up right now. I'm totally blowing it. So you guys got to take the wheel.
All right. Dave, do you want to read the intro?
No.
Okay. I kind of wanted you to because today we have a very mountain bike focused guest, but I can read it. Okay. So, guest, we're going to read an intro and you tell us how we did after and if we missed anything. Sound good?
We're calling you guest
good.
because it's a secret.
Yeah.
Because no one has read the title yet.
Yeah.
All right.
So, I first saw today's guest a few years ago on Instagram, hucking himself and his bike off a ton of ridiculous shit here in the Sea to Sky area. Since then, he has quickly made a name for himself in the mountain bike industry for his big sends and big tricks. Hailing from Kelowna, BC, and now living in Whistler, this guy was recently on the mountain bike reality TV show Pinkbike Academy, and spoiler alert, he won the whole damn thing.
Oh, come on. I was on second to last episode.
If you haven't seen it now, too late. Ladies and gentlemen, smash that soundboard for Max Grayston.
Thanks for having me.
He's in the building.
Congratulations, sir.
Oh, thanks, man.
Big champion in the house today.
Yeah.
You are number one. How was the intro? Was it accurate?
Perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
No details missed?
No, it was pretty good.
No, nothing else we need to know about you? All right, well, that's it. Hey, why even say it?
Whistler's biggest sender.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, big claim.
Self-proclaimed. But
Are we in the Sea to Sky area right now? Does it
yeah, it was
count?
North Shore.
Yeah,
Part of Sea to Sky.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
North Shore,
more like
Squamish.
Squamish.
Oh.
Squamish to Whistler.
Oh, this is a technicality. I don't know.
Oh boy. Well,
I'd consider it.
I always think of it as like the bottom end, and Whistler's, or like Pemberton maybe is the top end, or Whistler's the top end.
I don't know if you'd go as far as Pemberton, though.
I feel like it would be like Lions Bay to Whistler Pemberton-ish.
Oh boy. Well, all right.
I mean, I was going to say Google it, but maybe if you're listening out there, call in and let us know what you think.
Just roast us in the comments.
Speakpipe.com/feeding off each other. Leave us a message.
Yeah. Well, all right.
So how you doing, Max?
Good, man. I'm excited. Today's going to be the first day back on the bike. So just drove down here from Whistler. Saw a crack of sun on the way through, too. So I'm just ready to get riding again.
So what brought you off the bike?
Oh, well, let's get right into it. Yeah, so winning the Pinkbike Academy was a secret, and we filmed it all in August. And then I was sponsored by Intense before, and this year was huge for me. Like, I hit every single goal that I wanted. And then wrapping up the year is going to be my final year on a downhill bike because new sponsor, Orbea, they do not currently have a downhill bike. And also is my last year in my 20s. I'm turning 30. I turned 30 on Christmas Day. So
Happy birthday.
back at the end of November, actually, a friend of mine, he rebuilt the Toonie Drop.
The infamous Toonie Drop.
Toonie Drop.
Dave, you got to pull this up on Max's gram there.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then a young Grom. I was actually in Mexico at the time, and a young Grom. If you guys know Mini Marshall, Oliver is his real name.
I only know full-size Marshalls.
Marshall Mathers.
This kid's on the come up. Anyways, he took a photo standing on the top of it saying like, oh, I want to hit it. And
How old is he?
I think he's 15.
Okay.
Oh
maybe,
my God.
maybe 16.
Is his mom
But he's hit
aware
some
of-
bigger stuff. Like he hit the Renegade sidetrack drop.
Oh yeah.
And he's ready for it. And I know he's going to do it. But he took a photo of it, and then it got me thinking because the landing was mint. Somebody just rebuilt it. I can't say who, but because you'll see the videos coming out. And I'm like, man, I gotta hit this thing again. Like I wanted to finish the year off with Intense, and for like my own self personally, I went there with the mindset I was going to sue it, and I was actually riding clips at the time, and I'm always on flats. But I thought I'd try out the clips just to guarantee, because you only have one chance. I wasn't going to do it twice.
So
Maybe.
can I pause you there?
Yeah.
Can you explain what the Toonie Drop is?
Yeah, sorry, I'm kind of
No, it's okay. It's okay. We have a lot
so
of
the
non-mountain biker listeners.
The Toonie Drop is, from my knowledge, the biggest drop on the North Shore. If correct me if I'm wrong, you guys,
Yeah.
you guys are locals here, but
Oh yeah.
it's this infamous drop that's got a. People think the landing's too flat for the size of it, and I've hit it before successfully back in 2019, and it almost I believe I had a concussion for like 3 days after, just from the whiplash.
Like
to your
just
head.
landing
it. Like I landed.
Oh my God.
Landed it good. It made an awful noise. There's a bad video of it, and just the whiplash alone. Like Nathan Blake actually hit it the same day with me, and he said the same thing. Like he didn't feel right for the next few days after, just
way.
from the whiplash from your head.
I'm in danger.
And I'm like, I never want to do this again. I told myself I was never going to do it again.
It's a
And
lose-lose
then,
situation.
When I saw, Mini Marshall, Oliver, and he took the photo on the top, I was like, this is mint. This is it. This is like the end of a perfect season for me. So I'm like, I'm going to cap it off here. And then I started thinking, I'm like, I never want to do this again. I want to get it done and just flawless. And to my knowledge as well, nobody's ever done a trick off of it. Correct?
Oh boy, I don't know
I
if
don't
I've
think
seen
so.
it. Maybe like a table or
Like a bar turn or
Yeah,
something?
bar turn, not even a table.
Yeah.
I
it's
don't
a
think
horrific
yeah.
drop.
I remember like being super young and my dad catching wind of this drop and him taking me to go see it.
In
And
person?
as a kid, it blew my mind. But still, every time I go to it to this day, it blows my mind.
Yeah, I'm happy I don't live here and I don't have to see it. I think I've only ridden the shore 3 or 4 times.
Oh,
So
wow.
my very first time actually to the shore, I hit it.
Big
And
flex.
yeah,
Jesus Christ.
well, that came from Travis at Ride NF.
I got a concussion just from looking at it.
Because back then he's like, "Are you gonna?" Because I was hitting some big drops just before leading up to that. And he's like, "Are you gonna hit the Toonie?" I'm like, "I don't know, man." Like he was asking me this at Crankworks in 2019, I think. I'm like, I don't know. I hate being that person that says I'm gonna do something and then I don't. Because if I ever say I'm gonna do something, you can put money on it. I'm doing it. And I'm like, I don't know. I can't give you an answer. I have to stand there, look on top of it, and then I'll let you know if I'm going to do it or not. So he kept bugging me. He's like, you got to come down. You got to check this thing out. And then when we saw it, at first I was like, no, I don't think I want to do this. Because it's, well, like you said, it's insane. And then something clicked in my head. I'm like, I got to go right now, and I'm doing it. Oh, my God. And then I actually had a GoPro in my pocket. Or no, it was in my bag. I didn't even put it on because I was like, in the zone, I can see it. I have to do it right now.
Yeah.
And then did it. And then I was so stoked right after. And that kind of like, I think that was something that really put my name on the map that started it. And then from then just kept hitting more and more stuff in the sea to sky. And I think a lot of it was studying like for me, I don't really have a big mountain bike background. Like I started riding in 2017 when I moved to Whistler. And I've never taken lessons. I've never, pretty much everything I've learned has just been from watching like Remy's videos and seeing the gaps and then going and looking at them in person, studying it and seeing, okay, it'll work. And then, anyways, back to the Toonie Drop. So I'd done it before and I thought about it and I'm like, this is going to be the end of the perfect season. But I didn't want to just redo the same thing. I had to one-up it. So that's where in my head, I'm like, I'm going to Suey this. gonna make it happen. It's gonna be history. Be the first person to trick it. And then I think also if Oliver would have hit it, he would have been the youngest person to hit it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe he would have been the youngest. And then, yeah, right before that day, I was feeling pretty good. And right before I saw a few of my buddies in the parking lot, and actually Nathan Blake was one of the people I saw, and he's like, yeah, they just rebuilt the landing. It's a lot steeper. It shouldn't be such a big of a head slap, but he's like, you got to go a lot quicker than if you do what you did before, you're going to case it. I'm like, I don't know, man. And that just played in my head.
Why did he say that?
Because the way they rebuilt the landing, the top of it got pulled back a little bit.
Okay.
So you like marginally quicker you had to go. But that just stuck in my head.
How tall is the jump? Is this a drop?
I have no idea.
Has anybody measured it? Does anybody know?
I would guess
Any of the
like
locals
35 to 40 feet. 45 maybe, max.
45. I think that's stretching.
Yeah.
Like it depends if you measure it like rampage, like vertical or diagonal, I'd say probably maybe around 30, 35 for a better story. And then
27 feet.
The vertical.
Well, you just Googled it?
Yeah. 8.5 meters, it says.
Where'd you find that?
Pinkbike.
Well, everyone knows that's official.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
from an
that's
article.
the vertical.
Well, no, but it's like an old running joke that you use a Pinkbike ruler because you're trying to get like more internet karma when you claim your jumps are bigger than they really are.
Yeah, exactly.
But
you always gotta
it's
stretch
massive.
it a little bit.
It's
Yeah.
massive. So you were planning to do it, but this time do a suicide no-hander. Take your hands off midair.
That was the goal. And then running up to it, I did about, I don't know, maybe 4 run-ins. And usually if I do more than like 5+ run-ins, I'm like, that's it. I'm pulling the pin. I'm not doing it. And I had it in my head. I was like, I got to do it right now. This is it. And then coming off, I still thought I was good right in, because it's completely blind. You can't see this thing until it's too late. And there's also 2 trees and one's on a bit of an angle. So you kind of have to aim right in between them. And it's you don't know if you're good until you're coming off of it. And I came off a little bit too quick. And yeah, as soon as I came off, I was like, oh shit, this is too fast. I'm not taking my hands off. And the impact, because I hit it too low, the impact was actually so bad that I guess I can say this now if I'm not with Intense anymore, but my rear triangle snapped on impact.
Whoa.
And my back tire slammed into my seat, locked up the rear tire, and it wobbled me a bit. But I was coming off a little bit off axis a little bit, just like tweaked. And that impact is so bad that you have to be perfect. And yeah, it twisted me and I slammed. So as soon as I hit, everything just gave out, fell right onto my shoulder and broke my collarbone. And Travis, who's there again, taking photos, he was about 40 feet away and he's like, as soon as he hit, he's like, you broke your collarbone. And I got up and I was like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm good. Got up right away and then started walking around and he's like, come here. And then pulls my jersey, just looks down. He's like, yeah, it's broken. And at this point, like, there's no pain. There's nothing. I felt good. And then I was like, okay, well, let's get out of here before the pain kicks in. And I could still like walk and I'm fine. And then he dropped me off at the hospital and still pain didn't really kick in. Nothing really felt too bad. And I was really lucky to get the surgery that day. So yeah, I've just been on Sunday. So 2 days ago, it was the 6-week mark. So now I'm here, ready to ride again.
Ready to sui the Toonie Drop again?
Absolutely not. I'm putting that behind me. They can have it.
Oh shit!
Oh, that was the wrong
Here
sound.
we go again.
I tried to. I think to Intense's defense, I don't think any bike company is making a bike that's made for the Toonie Drop.
Yeah, that's
like it's just absolutely mental. Something that stands out, I don't know, something that stands out to me running up, there's a little patch of cement that someone has.
Yeah. Purposely put that in.
Yeah. Like it's just slightly just off camber enough that someone had to kind of make this smooth takeoff. Do you know who made that? Let alone the drop itself?
I don't really know much history of it.
yeah.
Like I said, this will be probably my 5th time riding on the shore.
It's one of those crazy stunts that just kind of seems like it was made for mountain biking. Like it's just sitting there.
It's just been there.
Yeah.
Since the dark ages.
But coming
was
back
formed.
to it after like a massive season of hitting stuff that's like around the 20-foot mark, I had that in my head. Like when I hit Renegade, I hit that maybe a few times near the end of the year. And that was kind of like at the limit of what I was doing last year. And then in your head, you're like, oh yeah, it's maybe like 2 or 3 feet bigger. It's not too much bigger. And then you get there and it's just, no, this is way bigger. There's nothing comparable to it that I've hit that's close.
When you're at the bottom, at the very bottom, looking up at it, the landing seems pretty steep. And then, in my opinion, and then you go up to the very top and you look at the landing and it looks flat.
Absolutely.
Just to give you an idea of like how big this thing is.
Yeah.
Could you even build the landing even steeper than what they added? Or,
Yeah.
I guess there's a limit.
I mean, but then you have to be that much more precise. Because if
Right.
you do what I did, and I missed like the coping of it, like
Right.
the very top, because I came in too fast. So I hit too deep in the transition, and the impact's even worse.
So what's running through your head when you take off?
As soon as I took off, then I was like, oh shit. I was just like braced as hard as I could. I'm like, I think I'm gonna be fine, but this is gonna hurt.
Oh,
and it was
You
just
got some
like,
time to think about it too as you're falling
Yeah.
through the air.
well, I had that before. Like you overshoot something, or you have a lot of time, and usually it's always all good.
Yeah, yeah.
It just hurts the ankles and the shoulders.
Like I've had that feeling before where you brace, like, oh no, I'm screwed. Just hold brace for impact. You've had that feeling before, I assume,
Oh yeah.
many times.
Yeah, sometimes you get bucked a bit, and you know that, like when you're going over and you're like, oh shit, in the air, and then you land nose heavy and you ride it out and you're all good, and you're like, just wasted a life there. But
And so did this one feel any different? This moment? Was it
yeah,
like-
as soon as I came off, I was like, I think it's gonna be all good, but holy shit, this is gonna hurt. It's gonna be big.
Damn.
And then as soon as I knew that I was going too fast, and I couldn't take my hands off, like mentally, my hands were glued on, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to do this twice. And then,
Dear God.
Yeah, well, it's I'm glad it was just the collarbone.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, because you took quite a slam. Dave, did you take a look at that video yet? Did you find it?
Did. Yeah, I screen recorded it so I can plop it in the episode.
Oh, real nice. Yeah.
Perfect.
It's pretty gnarly. When we did the session video, people were doing the
Yeah.
knee drop.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Like which is like
Yeah,
the
we had
level
CJ Hopman. He was
yeah.
doing the there was like a little side hit. And he's in the background. This is our video, looks like a session. I don't know if you had seen that one, but I needed someone to hit this drop in the background, and I was going back and forth through emails, and someone, I think maybe Travis or Kaz maybe, said, oh, I got someone. I got a guy named CJ. I was like, okay, great. So I was expecting like an adult man to show up and be hitting this drop in the back. And then I show up and there's like a 10-year-old.
No, he's
like
like
12. I think he was 12 maybe.
Was he 12?
12, 13.
His
at
dad
the
dropped
time.
him off and was like, all right.
Yeah.
see
And
you
there's
later.
this young kid, and I say, oh, hey, what's your name? CJ? I'm like, oh no.
Do you think CJ was his first and middle name? Or
What does the C and the J stand for, Max? Do you know?
Craig.
Carlos.
Cool
Jesus
jumper.
Craig James, I
Christ.
think.
Carlos Jr.
Carlos Jr.
Carl's Jr. Like the burger?
Carl's Jr. Yeah.
It's the Mexican version. You get like a
Carlos Jr.
taco burger.
Anyways, he was doing it in the background. He did it over and over, perfect every time. But my our like production
Yeah, I was just
manager
gonna
was
say.
absolutely freaking out because he was just worried about insurance and stuff. Like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
if this kid eats it? And like CJ was just like, cool, the cucumber hit it perfect
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time. But yeah, well,
Maybe the C stands for cucumber.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Cucumber Junior. Cucumber
So-
jam.
It's like a pickle. Hey everybody, welcome to our first ad read.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Someone actually paid us.
We got a script from today's sponsor, Spicy Dice, and Matt and Jason are going to read it for us.
Word for word without changing a thing.
Hey, Matt, have you ever heard about mattresses?
Yeah.
Well, have you heard of Spice E-Dice?
No.
Well, do you have a bike?
Yeah.
Do you have valve covers on that bike?
No.
Yeah, you probably lost them when you were checking your PSI.
Yeah, dude. They're tiny.
Well, you should go find Spicy Dice on Instagram and check out what they're all about.
What's their Instagram?
It's Spice, period, the letter E, period, dice. Go check them out and grab a pair.
That was something else. Good work, boys.
So, let's talk about Pinkbike Academy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What an experience that was.
Yeah. Well,
Is different. I'll tell you that.
yeah.
So where do you want to start? Right.
Well,
from the
I mean,
very
I guess
beginning, or-
we could just talk briefly about how you applied twice. There's now 3 seasons.
Yeah.
You applied for season 1 and 2, but
Yeah.
you were
For season
didn't
1,
make it?
actually, I made it to as like an alternate candidate, and then never got the call in, and it was a little bit unfortunate, but it happens. I don't think I was ready. And then the second season, I applied again. I don't know how far I made it, but unfortunately I had a bad crash at the dirt jumps and fractured 3 vertebrae and took myself out. So I don't know, maybe, if I was
Well, let's address
on
the
list
the
or-
white the awkward no white
The
elephant.
white elephant.
The white elephant.
The awkward elephant. What is it called?
The elephant in the
Just
room.
the elephant.
Just
Just a
plain
regular elephant junior in the room.
I would take elephant.
Jason, you may know Jason as the host of Pinkbike Academy season 1 and 2.
Yeah,
and he is directly responsible for you not making it.
He made
Yeah.
all
Oh,
the
yeah.
casting
Personally,
decisions.
All rested on his shoulders.
I remember season 1, you being an alternate. I don't know if I had say that much at that point, but I remember watching your application, and then I think I knew of you before that, maybe from the Toonie Drop video on the Green Intense. Yeah, maybe something like that. And then season 2, I think you had a really good shot of being on it, and then you wrecked
It's probably
yourself.
for the better, to be honest, because that season 2 was all racing.
Yeah,
And did you guys watch season 3?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
And
for
then-
sure.
Yeah, luckily racing was not too big of an issue for that one, but I think there's a lot of mixed reviews about that. We'll get into it.
Certainly. We're gonna read every comment here live
Oh yeah, perfect.
and get your take.
Totally. But no, I think it's sick that you just kept applying and like leveling up, and I think that helps rather than if you had just waited to apply for season 3 instead of not applying for the first 2, and then you don't have those like base level ups from those prior years to kind of talk.
Well, there's the catch. I actually didn't apply for season 3.
Really?
It was Jay Gratoli from Pinkbike. He reached out and he's like, "How come you didn't apply?" And I said, "Well, I haven't really done anything different or to improve myself. I applied for season 1, applied for season 2, got rejected from both, and I felt like I wasn't really what they were after." And then he's like, "Man, I would advise you to apply." So I was like, "All right, let's do it." So then season 3, I did apply, and this was, I think in the spring. And back then I had, because I was with Intense before, but it was just like a grassroots deal. And then it wasn't until last year I was like fully sponsored, like free bikes, a budget, everything. And that all happened. They if they would have just presented me a contract early on, I would have signed it and had never gone on to Pinkbike. But because their bikes were so delayed, I didn't get my bikes until, I think it was, the bike park had already opened. It was like late May that I got my bikes. And at that point, I'd already told them about Pinkbike Academy, and they said, "Okay, yeah, we're cool with you going on it." I was like, "Sweet." And yeah, then back then too, I think a lot of people were frustrated because they're like, "Oh, this guy's coming in and he's already like a semi-pro, pro, whatever you want to call it. He's got such a big following already. Like it was all rigged and staged." And I'm like, well, to be honest, like at that time, I think I only had about like 28,000 followers on Instagram back in the spring. And then it wasn't really till this summer that everything just worked out for me. Mm-hmm. And I constantly had that like in the back of your head where it's like, there's something else to look forward to. Like there's always something happening. And then it was about just before Crankworks where it's like, because I had Crankworks, Tour de Nar, Pinkbike Academy, all back to back to back. And then like the racing too, where I was like, should I be taking it easy? Like to have Pinkbike Academy as the goal? Like, is that the end goal? Like to be healthy and ready for that? And then I was like, if an injury happens, it's unfortunate, but it can't stop me. Like I got to just keep riding each event at my full potential. So that really ticked it off at the start of Crankworks, the Air DH. Actually, I'll touch in on that too. For the Air DH, they put up $500 cash for best trick on the tombstone. And then that's when it like got in my head and I'm like, man, if I get injured right now, this would be such a stupid like reason because I was trying something dumb just before and then landed that. And then right after that, the day after was the Tour de Nord. And I'm like, I just got to keep rolling and whatever happens, happens. It's just, it'll be meant to be or it won't. And then right after the Tour de Nord, it was the day after, I was like, man, if I'm riding the way I'm riding, I'm winning the Academy. Like, no question about it. It was just pure confidence.
That's interesting. 'Cause for the listeners at home, if you don't know, Tour de Nord is a ridiculous thing that psychopaths do here in the Sea to Sky area, where they spend one big full day, like before sunrise start, going south to north in the
Sea to Sky, which you all know is Vancouver to Whistler.
Vancouver to Whistler.
I looked it up. It's Horseshoe Bay
Oh my
to
God.
Pemberton.
As you all know, is Horseshoe Bay to Whistler.
Anyway, you guys spend the full day hitting the biggest features known to us here and documenting it through video. And it's a big group of you, and you're all kind of, dare I say, feeding off each other.
Absolutely.
Pushing yourselves to hit the stuff back to back to back to back. And at the end of the day, is I would call it like a documentary of the whole process and a little behind the scenes. So very risky to do before going on a big opportunity. And so you were in that mindset of like, if I do this, like I'm good. Like I'm good to go for anything, basically.
Well, after that day, yeah, the confidence was very high. But just like what you're saying leading up to it, where it's like, oh, I have this next thing coming. Like I did some downhill races in the summer, and then same thing in my head is like, well, what if I get hurt in a downhill race and then I can't compete in Crankworks and then I can't compete? And I'm like, I can't live my life like that. I got to just keep going, keep doing each event, and whatever happens, happens.
Do you think that feeling's always present? If you crash, it's going to be a dumb crash and you're going to miss out on the next thing.
I think years before it's been a lot more present, but I think if like you're looking at it from like a professional athlete's perspective, you probably got stuff going on all year. So where do you draw the line? Like you got to be present for each event, and whatever happens, unfortunate, but we train to not let it happen, but risk is always there. So I think you just got to keep going and just take each event one step at a time.
It's like anything else. You can't dwell on potential failure. You got to just keep going forward.
Exactly.
How do you push through the fear? And like when you're at the top of a Toonie Drop or something crazy like that, how do you, like, what's going on in your head?
I get that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fear is definitely there. 100%. I'm human. I'm scared shitless at the top of that. What I do, I break it all down. Like, well, for that one, there's not so much breaking it down because it's just one massive impact. You don't necessarily need to be like the most skilled rider to do that, because it's not like a techie section of line with like exposure where you have to be like 100% present on your bike for like 5 seconds. Like this is just one big free fall impact. And I just break it all down. Like, what do I need for speed? Where do I need my line? Like you see the Rampage guys, they put their little rocks on the takeoff. I usually just take my foot and skid it into the dirt exactly where I want to go. And then, like I was saying too, on the Toonie, there's 2 trees, like goalposts that you have to fit through. They're maybe like 8 feet apart, but up top when you're looking at them, they look like they're only 2 feet apart. And I just block all that out because I only think this is my landing spot. So I don't really care what's around it. It could be broken glass. It could be lava. It could be anything. And it's just, that's not in my mind. I only think about where I'm going to land and what I'm going to do. So for that one, it's a pretty simple breakdown. But for other things, when you're landing, like Remy's line, for instance, like Garanga, like that's you have to be very present the entire time. Like if you slip up at all, there's big consequences at any point in that line. But the crux of it is that rock to rock gap. And that's something that you just break it down one thing at a time. Like the first roll in is just, if you took that on its own, it's super simple. Well, not super simple, but a double black rider or black rider would be able to do that. And then the drop itself, that's probably a pro line to double black feature, definitely pro line. And then it's the run out that makes it so spicy and so consequential. So if you just break them all down in your head, and then when you can see it, like I'll pull away and not do it if I'm not feeling it. And a lot of people don't necessarily see that. So they just think like, oh, it's this fearless sender. But no, it's all very calculated. It's all dialed, and I don't like the show when I walk away.
So you said you get that all the time. Do people call you nuts or ask if you have a screw loose or something like that?
Oh yeah, all the time.
How do you react to that?
I just laugh at it.
What does your mother think of all this?
She's definitely gotten better over the years, but when I was first starting out, she was terrified. But she's seen it. I've proven to myself, I've proven to her that I can do this. I can ride at this level repetitively.
Is your mother watching this?
She will be 100%.
Well, I watched an interview with you and Christine Geppetta, and you said, "Oh yeah, my mom's definitely watching this." So
Yeah.
I take it your mom's a big fan.
Yeah, she's my biggest fan. Of course.
That's awesome.
We have that in common. I think our mothers are our biggest fans, and they're watching closely right now. Yeah.
My mom doesn't know this exists.
That's okay. My mother loves you. That's okay.
Does she?
Yeah,
Oh, that's nice.
maybe.
I
I
actually
don't know.
think
Speaking on her.
she was probably one of the biggest fans of the Pinkbike Academy.
Nice.
And I think she's reached out to each contestant personally.
Wow,
That's
very
awesome.
nice.
what a nice lady.
But her comment was nana nana boo boo.
Yeah, just rubbing it in.
My son's better than you.
But personally.
Yeah.
So, what was it like being on? I mean, I guess it's a reality TV show, perhaps not necessarily on TV, but it's a show. It's kind of the TV show format. What's it
Yeah.
like being on a show like that?
Different, huge learning experience. Like just having what you don't see. Like every time we did those eliminations, we're all lined up. We're staring at like 15 cameras at a point. It's nerve wracking. It's
15
terrifying.
cameras? Is that overshoot? How many cameras? How many cameramen are there?
We'll Google it. Pinkbike will tell us.
Maybe 10.
Oh wow. Okay.
That might even be an overshoot. I don't know.
There's probably some
block
GoPros
out.
and stuff.
Yeah. But
Yeah, well-
it's different. 100%. It's reality TV. So it's not scripted, but they're definitely looking for certain answers. Like when we did our interviews and like behind the scenes stuff, when we're chatting with them, they'll ask you a question and you'll answer it. And then they'll just tweak the way they answer, or they asked you, and they'll ask you about 3, 4, however many times until you give them the answer that they're looking for. And then also what I've noticed too, it wasn't too bad, but they definitely chop your words and put them together.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of inevitable with editing. You have to.
Yeah.
And also as an editor, if you see, oh, I can do this and tell it this way and manipulate it and make it a little bit more dramatic, that's their job. That's their prerogative to make a better edit, I guess. What are some other things that we don't get to see? Like, I assume you're there for a couple weeks.
No, 7 days.
7 days.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
That all
only-
happens in 7 days.
Yeah.
Holy
Well,
smokes.
it's actually more like 6. The first day is just figuring everything out.
Oh my goodness.
That's quicker than we shot it.
So. How many days were you there for?
I think season 1 and 2 is at least 2 weeks to like maybe even 20 days. I have a skewed perspective because I was there before and after setting up.
I guess the contestants are there for a little bit less time than the
even
production
shooting
is
them.
there.
Was it basically 1 episode a day you shot, or
Sometimes 2.
2
Wow.
episodes in a day?
Okay, so this explains
you know
why
some
I
more.
guess the episodes were 20 minutes long and not 40 minutes. And this was like a huge sticking point for some of the commenters.
For sure.
Yeah, a lot of people. Even with myself watching it. Like, I wish we did
Yeah,
the 40
yeah.
minutes.
It's hard to tell a story in 20 minutes.
Totally. And then I read one of the comments too. I think it was on like the 9th or 10th episode. And it's like, why are we still learning about the contestants at this point?
Yeah.
And oh,
This is not enough time.
15 minutes. And there's only so much.
Yeah, it's hard to build any kind of like character development or feel like gain a kind of connection to any one person when you have to skip along so quickly.
Totally.
So, as a cast member, did you kind of say to yourself before going in, like, this is how I'm going to be, this is how I'm going to present myself, no matter what? Or did you just kind of YOLO?
Pretty much the same as this. Just showed up and YOLO'd it. There was like, I wasn't really trying to do like a persona or anything because I don't know what's the point. People already have seen me, and I also felt like I was there mentally. I was there to win it. Like I don't really need the exposure. It was great, but in my head I was like, I want the opportunities that it's going to bring. I want the money. I'm here to win this thing. And I don't necessarily think all the contestants were in that same headspace. Actually, I know it. Some of them were just very stoked to get out or to be on the show. And yeah, man,
we had
happy
that.
It all came through.
We had that a bit in season 1 because it was COVID times. It was all Canadians.
Yeah,
they're also damn nice to each other. And
yeah.
we were like, "Come on, guys! Like, it's a competition. Like, someone's got to win." And they're all like, "Yeah, but we also get to ride bikes and have fun."
Yeah,
you're like, "No, but like, there's a lot of money on the line.
It's pretty
and, like,
fun to be
a
here,
career."
right?
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. Hey, go ahead.
yeah.
So who then was there to win? Who are you like, I have to beat this person?
All right off the bat, it was Tarmo. It was, I think, it wasn't even in the competition. It was like because we got there Friday night, and then Saturday we got like our bikes. We got a show. We stayed in like where you guys were originally for the first night, so down near Happy Valley. And then Saturday morning, we didn't know this. They took us in the bus up to that house that we all stayed at, and then we saw our bikes, got our kits, got all checked out and everything. And then the Sunday, we actually got to ride the bikes. And I've ridden at Big White before. I'm not super familiar with it, but I think it was Ted. I forget his last name.
Ted Morton?
Yes, yeah, Ted Morton. He was touring. We split into 2 groups and like showing us which trails we were gonna ride. And I can't remember the name of the trail, but he pulled off and he's just like, yeah, just stop right here. And I was behind him, so I pulled off right behind him. And then I guess Tarmo missed that, and he was 1 or 2 people behind me. And he stopped just before this rock section because he wanted everyone to look at it because it could potentially be like a line choice area. And Tarmo just came through full speed. And I know it was his first time seeing this because he's never ridden there, pinned through this thing. And I'm just like, holy shit, that was really quick. I'm like, we got some competition here. And I was happy to see it because I wanted it to be like higher competition for everyone.
For sure.
Right.
Did they tell you at all about who they're looking for other than the complete package? Like, you going in, you would see someone like that, and they're like, oh my God, they're faster than me, I can't win. Or are you like, no, but I got other skills and I can apply that to this competition?
Absolutely. I didn't necessarily know that that's what they were going to be looking for. But as soon as I saw that, I just thought of season 2 and I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to get smoked. And then the first like 3 or 4 days was just like, okay, just hold on, just be mid pack, just try to get through. And then I squeaked through a few of the eliminations, and then it was about like the last 3 days or so. The overall mood of the place changed too. Like everybody was really good friends, really good vibes. Everyone was just enjoying riding brand new bikes, with staying in a mansion with a personal chef. Like it was sick. Nobody wanted to go home. And then, the last like 2 or 3 days, it's like, okay, this is getting real. People are starting to butt heads a bit. But what you're saying, there wasn't really that like forced drama, because from the guys' perspective, the final 3 came down to me, Tarmo, and Eric. And we all are very, very different. Like Tarmo's like this dedicated racer. Eric's like he's an EWS racer, but he does a lot of like media that's different. He's got his own approach, and he was hitting some of the free ride lines with me. And then me, I just bring my own unique creative line choice and more free ride aspect to it. So there wasn't any like 2 racers head to head going at it and not too much drama. So I'm just like, it's kind of out of our hands. And the whole time, there was a lot of confusion too of like, oh, we want the total package, or you don't need to be the fastest. Don't worry about that. And then the first elimination, I think Cam says, well, you can't argue with the clock. So the Brody, you're out of here, or something like that. And I'm like, okay, so what are we doing?
Huh.
Very interesting. Because, I think the audience probably, like you guys watched.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were also confused a little bit.
Yeah, one of the biggest comments is just, what are they looking for? And Jason, you brought it up quickly, the full package. They kept mentioning that we want the full package. We want the full package. I'm not even sure the people who are saying that really know what it meant.
But it kind of, there's no definition.
It just became kind of like a buzzword, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was very clear from us as contestants, like the confusion. And we were hoping that it would, in the post-production, it would maybe resonate a little differently. But I feel like it came through right to the final production.
Interesting. So with that mindset, like it's a race challenge day, like the, I guess you'd call it like interval cross-country race where you're doing the circuit around the village.
Yeah.
Are you like, I need to try my best here, or are you like just mid-pack survive?
No. I'm still trying my best for all of these. There was nothing that I was really like half-assing it, but it was just more so just survive each round, just survive, just make it through. And then, yeah, I remember it was like the last day, because we didn't know any of the events, what was coming next until like about an hour before. And so there's no real way to prepare except for the final on Friday night. The final enduro was Saturday, and they told us the night before, be prepared because you have a 5-stage enduro to race tomorrow. And then I remember at that point, because I was actually roommates with Tarmo, he looked, something was off with him. I was like, you all right, man? And he's just kind of holding his head there, and he's like, what does this mean? He's like, tomorrow is the final race. And he's like, what does it mean? If I win it, will it even mean anything? And I'm like, that's a really valid point, man. I don't know what it's going to mean. It's completely out of our hands. And he's just like, oh man, I wish I was on season 2. And I'm like, I feel for you. But at that point, I felt like genuinely I am the best candidate for this job, but I wasn't sure that I had proved it in my time there. So I was, when it came to the final elimination, I was not expecting to win. I thought Eric might, because his performance that he did with his EWS in Europe last year, with traveling from each race, he biked all the rounds, and it was like a big media thing. And I thought that's more the type of guy that Pinkbike's looking for. And then Tarmo as well, like you can't really argue with his speed, and he blew the competition apart in a lot of things. So I was like, there's no way. I don't know if I'd proved it enough, but luckily.
Did you, mentally, like, we obviously all know you're a very good rider, but I think that format and that particular bike park, especially, you haven't ridden there a lot. You said, like, how do you showcase yourself? There's no Toonie Drop. There's no like, it's a great bike park. There's lots of jumps, and you can definitely get creative, but like, it's just not the same as like a Whistler.
No, there's no like big off features or anything. That's why, actually glad you said that, because in our media challenge portion, this is something too that behind the scenes we all saw, but nobody else did, when everyone's like, no shade against Tarmo, the guy's a superstar, but like we found this little rock to rock gap that both Eric and I pulled, and he's like, do I have to do this? I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, yeah, no, you don't have to. Like, it's your media, like your edit, that you do whatever you want. And then, so I saw that gap. I'm like, all right, let's pull this. And then Eric did it right after. And I'm like, really, man? So I'm like, okay, we're playing this game, are we? And then a little bit further down on, I think it's Rockhammer, there's that V of the rocks. And I was looking at the big slab on the right. It had like no transition. And then Eric just kept hitting everything that I was doing. I'm like, man, I got to do something that's going to put us apart. So I'm looking at this line, and I'm like, nobody's ridden this before. There's no way. I had to snap a few branches and whatnot. I didn't even know if it was going to be doable. And then came into it and kind of wobbled right at the top. And I'm like, all right, this is it. Full commitment. Hit it. The transition was so bad. As soon as I hit it, I looped out and then slammed on my back. And then I'm like, oh, I'm all good. I don't think I'm trying that again, but at least we got it. And then I looked over at Eric, because he's like, oh, maybe I'll go. I was like, you want to go first? Like, be my guest. And then that's when he's like, no. So then I'm like, at that point, I broke you. You're not doing that. I found your limit.
This was the stunt in the film video challenge?
Yeah. That I started my little edit off with.
I was confused. The edit kind of confused me, and I didn't know if you were trying to withhold information. I couldn't tell if you were hurt or not. What you said was kind of vague. You just said I couldn't ride anymore. Were you injured after that?
No. I was good, but I had a couple other things in mind.
Okay.
And that's where again, where I'm like, I don't know if I really fully proved myself during it. Cause, one of the jumps on the Joker had a nice lip to it. I was thinking about flipping that. And then that's where I'm like, oh, it's a bit of a dice roll. And do I want to take myself out? Do I need to do this? And then after that crash, that's when I'm like, I think I'm just going to pull back and I just want to make it through.
So going back to this whole full package thing, you mentioned just a bit ago that I'm not sure if that's what Pinkbike was looking for. Who's looking for a winner? Is it Pinkbike? Is it Orbea? Is it the judges? Because as a viewer, I was confused because the show format is there's 2 hosts, there's 2 guests, but up until the final episode, the judges seem to be making the decisions, and then the final episodes, it's the Orbea marketing manager who comes in and seems to have the final say, kind of negating all of the judges there, and kind of, I think, upsetting a lot of people because they're like, well, what's the point of all the challenges in this?
Absolutely.
Right? So who's looking for who's looking for you? Is it Pinkbike?
I think for the first, because Parker, the Orbea rep, he didn't show up until I think it was like the last 3 days. So I think it was Pinkbike, and by Pinkbike I mean Gully and Christina, and making the overall decisions for the first few and like whittling it down. And I think the producers probably had a bit of say as well. And then ultimately, it was Parker or Orbea that were making the end decision, is what I gathered. Or it could be a group decision. I don't really know. But
so why don't they just have Parker come in and be the judge? He's already on camera. What do we need Christina and Gully for? No, I'm not knocking them. Everybody on the show did great. Everybody's doing the best they can.
God, he on X Games mode.
I'm the viewer. I'm the upset viewer. I'm like, what's going on here, guys? Come on.
yeah.
Is the solution that Jason's missing? I saw that comment a few times. Where's Jason?
I did miss it for sure.
I mean, I'm throwing a lot here, and I don't want any of this to take away from your win. Well deserved, obviously. What do you think? I'll put it this way: what do you think could improve season 4 if there's a season 4?
Oh, if there's a season 4, something's got to change. Like, there's got to be a big variable. So either different bike park, different manufacturer, different competitions. You can't just keep doing the same stuff. And I think there's got to be a more clear direction from the start of what they're looking for. Because even I think in the application process, it wasn't. I didn't actually look into it too hard, but what they were looking for. So this term overall package, are you looking for a brand ambassador? Are you looking for a dedicated racer? Are you looking for a free rider? The contestants need to know as well. And then if that's what they're looking for, it's got a lot of potential. Like, let's make these challenges about that.
What does the application process look like?
You just go on to pinkbike.com, you fill out like a rider bio about yourself. You submit, I think this year you just submitted a 1-minute clip of yourself, and that's it. And you put all your specs for your bike. I think you do that in the application as well.
I see.
And then you must have done some sort of interviews. I remember kind of doing like Zoom calls with
Yeah.
so they know you're like a normal person.
Yeah.
Can kind of get to know your personality. How long did it take to actually get that call of like, hey, you're on the season?
Oh, that was actually, I think it was just before Crankwork. So we filmed it early August, and then the actual filming started, I think it was August 18th or 19th.
Okay, so you had like 2 weeks.
That's really quick. Yeah.
That's super quick. Holy.
Yeah. And that too, like even before, because I'd been rejected from season 1 and then season 2. In season 1, when they told me, they're like, yeah, you're in, you're going to have an interview. And then I just never got the interview, and they basically gave me like the dismissal. So I kind of had a bad taste in my mouth, and I was like, this isn't real until it's real. So the whole time I'm like, am I going to be on the show? I don't know. Is it going to come through? And then, I had an interview with Chase, the producer. And then that's when I still was like, I don't know if it's going to fully go through. And then I actually even had a bit of a scare going there too, because one of the Dirt Diaries, I think, one of our guys that we're sitting with got COVID, and we were all passing around a bottle of Fireball, and I kind of felt like shit right after. like the next couple days, and I'm like,
It sounds like
oh,
Fireball.
Is it
man,
the fireball or the COVID?
COVID's no match for Fireball. So
I think everything dies at fireball.
Yeah. So I was a bit nervous when we got there because we had to take the COVID test. I'm like, oh man, is it gonna be good? Is it gonna be bad? But it worked out. It was pretty lenient.
Just your test smelled like cinnamon after. You're like, this is great.
Yeah. Wow, great breath.
Oh, candy hearts.
Well, another aspect of choosing a winner that let's dive into was the social media aspect, right? There was a competition that was making content, making like a video, and then there was another competition that was taking photographs. I guess I'll first ask you, which competitions did you enjoy more? Did you enjoy the racing or did you enjoy the media creation?
What do you think?
I'll say the media creation.
You were
very excited.
The cross country uphill. Impossible climb.
No, the media, those were the best days. Actually, it was, I think it was the day we did our video challenge. That day in particular, because it was just like another day in Whistler. Like, that's what I do every day. I go ride, and then with buddies, it's like, oh, I'm going to hit this, and we'll stop, clip it. And then that's just what it felt like. But it was more rush because we only had one lap to produce something too.
Oh, really?
And Big White, like you're saying, there's nothing really like huge, gnarly that you can separate yourself from. So that's where I had to get a little creative.
And that you did. You did indeed.
That was just like good fun. Like, honestly, I didn't really chat with Eric too much before that. And then, because there was the three of us, so Tarmo went with Addison, and then Eric and I partnered together, and it was awesome. Like, it was just fun riding with him.
Everybody seemed to know, all the other contestants seemed to know that you were the most excited about those media challenges. There was a little moment there where you were like, let's go take some photos and video. Was there anybody else that was excited to get amongst the cameras? Were you kind of?
I think I was kind of in my own head there, so I was just like focused on me. And then actually after that day, they were doing some behind the scenes for Cam down at the slopestyle course down there. And then I was like, well, can we come ride? And they're like, Chase, the producer, he's like, in your honest opinion, can everyone here ride this course? I'm like, yeah, totally. Everyone will be good. And if they're not, then they'll tell you and they won't do it. It's not for them. So they're like, yep, there's no competition about it. Like, this has nothing to do. It's all behind the scenes. And then that was just like unreal. Just having a sesh there with Gully and Cam, watching them do their thing. And yeah, that was the best day.
Yeah, it was funny. I was wondering when they shot that footage, because there's like some in the intro and some like kind of spliced throughout the episodes.
Yeah.
And you did a backflip on the last jump in the slope course. And I was like, I thought that was going to be the media challenge. I was like, oh, he went there to.
Okay, between us, between me, Tarmo, and Eric, when we went down there, because they did say like we got the Insta 360s, and they're like, you can film throughout the whole time, but you will have like an allocated block to go film your edit. And that we could have used footage from it, but it was like a mutual agreement between the three of us. We're like, we won't use any footage from the slopestyle course in our edits. And I'm like, sure. All right.
Okay.
I was on board. It was extra. So,
well, it was very cool to see some.
Yeah, I was stoked. I had a few more things I wanted to try, but I'm like, I'm pushing my luck here, because I tried to underflip on the last one. I tried it twice, and I foot dabbed the one, and then the second one I landed a bit sideways and slid down the landing. And then I was like, nah, this isn't worth it. We still got 2 more days of competition. I'm gonna be an idiot if I get hurt here.
No, I'll just try and ride down this rock that looks unrideable later.
Yeah, I'll save it.
Yeah. I'm curious, like, from a production standpoint, like some of the other things we don't get to see because of the shorter episodes, and probably just because of logistics. Like, you guys were in this mansion with a personal chef.
Yeah.
How was it living together? Was there cameras rolling sometimes in there?
No, there wasn't really. Like, we would know because we'd get mic'd up before any of the cameras would come through. There was like maybe one time that the cameraman came through and we were all chilling in the hot tub. I think it was like one of the first days, but I think that was just because they wanted to get a little more video on Brody, because they knew he was going and he was chilling in the hot tub with us. So.
Wait, do those moments happen where you can tell, like, oh, this is they're shooting this because this person's about to go?
Well, I put it together right after, because it was
okay.
like our second day there. Then right after, the cameraman didn't really come back, into the house, and I'm like, oh, they probably wanted some more B-roll of Brody.
Do you think Brody got a fair shake?
Well, that's unfortunate. It was like one of the second lap, I think. He clipped this tree and slammed himself, and yeah, like it's unfortunate because I think he would have been really good, but yeah, he kind of took himself
But
out.
he powered through those laps after, despite being injured.
He did amazing. But what you don't see too is like the next day he couldn't really get out of bed.
Okay.
Like I actually met up with him about like a month after he came and did some laps with me in the Whistler Bike Park, and he's like, "Oh man, this is so sick." And then he told me, "This is the first time I've ridden since Pinkbike Academy." So he was out for a month after that.
He's now in Hawaii. He keeps tagging us, riding Maui trails on Pineapple Express. And if we had a teleport button, we'd be there right now.
Yeah, man, it looks good. I'm jealous of him.
Yeah, super jealous.
We're doing laps with Cam Zink. Very nice. You bringing up the mansion, I remember kind of hearing some things through the grapevine beforehand that with the addition of this house, that this season was going to be filmed more like a season of Big Brother. But I guess now thinking back, it wasn't like Big Brother at all, because the thing about Big Brother is you're on camera all the time in the house, everything, you're getting all the drama. That's the best part. So I would love to see that.
They
come
need
back.
to do that next time.
They should do that.
I want to see more.
The editors just went, ugh.
Yeah, they're like, how about no? How about 12-minute episodes?
And then the production company just went, cha-ching.
Yeah, that came through with Eric's edit. You got to see a little bit more behind the scenes in the house because there was no cameras.
Right, yeah.
Which was kind of nice, I guess, from a contestant. You know, have a camera in your face 24/7.
Yeah, you feel like you actually get to kind of go home at the end of the day, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would just add so much money from a production side of things to rotate in people who are working and the amount of cameras.
Yeah, but your stress levels through the week are through the roof.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have any internet access, no TV, no movies, nothing. Even the challenges, we didn't know what was coming next. So you're constantly like stressed out. And then some days you did 2 challenges. So you'd get like an hour warning and be in light riding gear. And that's like, okay, we're doing a huge cross country circuit. And that doesn't come across on the episodes either.
Were you like absolutely cooked by the end of it? It seems super
when
physical.
I got home back to my fiance, Catherine's like, "You are so frail and tiny. Like, what happened?"
Thanks, babe.
Yeah. No, she said I looked like shit. And
You're like, I did it, babe.
Yeah.
Hold up the check.
yeah, came back with a bad hangover. And that was $30,000.
So going back to the social media aspects, there was, it seemed like a lot of the decision was made on who would have the biggest social media aspect, which, upset a lot of people in the comments because there's people who just want to see shredding. They just want to see race results. They don't want to see media creation and all that. But the reality is pretty much everything that we see is some sort of media. Like if there's a race
100%.
happening, we're consuming the media to see the results. We're seeing the photos and whatnot to some degree. I even saw some comments that people were saying that you bought followers, which is it's just crazy. Of course you didn't buy followers. No, you're doing crazy stunts. Tons of people are sharing it. You're like being reshared by Sportsnet, Instagram, SportsCenter.
Yeah.
And then another thing with this social media kind of drama that I thought was very interesting was in the final episode, there was this odd edit from Tarmo where the music kind of changes.
Yeah.
It gets a little dramatic. And then Tarmo speaks to the producers behind the camera and he says, hold up, excuse me. Can I just ask, does the amount of followers that we have affect the outcome? And then like next scene is like, Max, you win.
Yeah. He's like, is it a level playing field? Is everybody coming in at the same, being judged the same? I thought that was really weird that they added that in. But,
so you don't even know. It's conspiracy.
Yeah. But also we were so unsure of like everything. Like we don't know how somebody else was reacting in their interview. And like it was all very private. And then whenever like Elliot would always ask me like, "Oh, what did they ask you in your interview? What kind of questions did you get?" I'd just go in all cocky, especially to Elliot, and we'd just be like, "Oh yeah, they just wanted to make sure that they had my account details and like I could fit the whole thing in one check." Just like
measured my head for a crown.
Yeah, pretty much. So then, ironically, to win it all, I'm just like, yeah.
So I still want to dig deeper. Why did they edit that in? I think this is a conspiracy now. There's comments speculating that Pinkbike wasn't even happy with the results, and so they wanted to communicate to the viewers, yeah, we know there's like this follower bias.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like why would you put that in?
Yeah,
I'm
I thought
pissed.
that was really strange.
Yeah.
And also they didn't put the race results.
And
Yeah,
they didn't
That,
put the
that's
race
what I was
results.
also wondering about.
No race results. So who won the race?
I'll give you one guess.
Tarmo.
Yeah.
Dude's fast. Yeah, for sure.
Big time.
Very fast.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want any of this to take away from your wins. Well deserved, but
it's weird for me too. Like
Yeah.
I was, like I was saying, at the end of the day, I felt like I genuinely was the best person for this job, but I don't necessarily know if I proved it during that week. So yeah, there probably was a few strings pulled. I don't know.
Wait, do you hear that? I think that's Tarmo breaking his computer.
So, do you read the comments?
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
read any of the comments? Yeah.
I've
You
read
don't stay away. You get right
most
into
of
them.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any particular comments that have stuck with you?
Just that one of like, why are we still finding out stuff about the contestants on the 9th episode? And then a few haters out there, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really let it bother me.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like-
that's good.
And people that are saying, oh, he won just off because of his following or because of social media, and like, or what you said, yeah, he bought his followers or this and that. It's like, go look at the shit I'm doing and then tell me that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's very hard to argue with the stuff you are hitting. Like, go stand on the Toonie Drop. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
People share that stuff. Thousands and thousands of people
Yeah.
see it, and then they want to see more.
Yeah, I mean, I think from our end, like we knew each other like briefly recently, and we were like pumped when you won. And now you say you didn't get a chance to prove yourself maybe on the show, but
just on the show is like, yeah.
and now are you like, I gotta prove myself after the show?
Well, that I'm not too worried about that.
Nice.
Like, I think I said it in the show. Like, if you have properly working bikes, everything's in order, you're healthy. The media is just me out riding, having fun. Like, it makes itself. I'm not too worried about it. One thing I do want to do though is head back to Big White and make a proper edit. That's on
Cool.
my to-do list this year.
That'd be very cool. Would you, what if you could flip anything? What would you flip?
Probably just keep it on the slope style course, to be honest.
Great mulch jump, hey? I thought of that. It's so fun. I love that jump.
Yeah.
I see a lot of comments too. People are so upset. They're like, "Well, that's it. I'm not watching season 4. I'm out of here." It's like,
Yeah.
okay, shut up. You'll be back.
You'll be
Yeah.
back.
If there's a season 4, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I can't wait to hate on this one." Hey, it's actually pretty good. Hey, they actually figured it out. Oh, good job, Pinkbike.
Yeah.
It's just too
And
entertaining.
I think also people are a lot more prone to comment something negative than of something rewarding or positive.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely.
It's easier.
Yeah.
And also I heard through the grapevine, they purposely, some of the earlier episodes, sent people home maybe before their time to cause that commotion,
Oh
to
boy.
instigate it a bit.
No way.
To send
They
home, like,
got what they wanted.
send home a controversial choice just to inspire that discussion. Interesting.
Negative press is still press.
That's a good scoop.
Yeah.
I know it's a social clip.
So I think the top comment is that Tarmo got robbed. I think you pretty plainly stated here that you think you're the best for the job.
Yeah.
You don't think that Tarmo got robbed necessarily.
I think it was very unclear what direction that they wanted, and I think overall package is vague. I think if you were to break down in like a point system all the events and challenges that we did, I think Tarmo would come out on top. Just looking at the numbers wise, but I think behind or like personality wise, he is not shy, but
He's
just
Finnish.
Finnish, exactly. He's
He's from a very subtle country.
yeah, and he's very like militant, disciplined, like dedicated racer. That's just what he is.
Yeah. People are upset with Cam's comment, Cam McCall's comment on I think it was his comment on him Tarmo not having much of a personality or something, and people said no, he has a big personality. He's just Finnish.
Yeah.
That's just how he is.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that's a big Finnish personality. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like no, he's he's talkative for a Finnish. I don't know. Never met one myself, so I don't really know.
Yeah. That's interesting.
I was thinking of like what would make a great season 4. What about like a dirt jumper competition, like a slope style rider competition? Is there something there? I feel like
that
those
would be a complete different direction.
totally different.
Yeah.
Like young slope style riders, they're like hungry, they're crazy,
yeah.
and you could just like judge tricks on tricks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or downhill maybe.
Downhill would be cool.
Downhill
Downhill
would be
racing,
cool.
I guess.
Yeah.
Would be very cool.
Would you put like a colon in the title, like Pinkbike Academy dirt jumper?
I thought you were going to say colon. Like nothing. Just colon.
Wait, why?
I don't know. I didn't know what you were going to go
You're
with
like,
that.
he has nothing.
Yeah, he has
He's
nothing. He hasn't thought
winding
this.
up to
I thought you
nothing.
paused so one of us would chime in because you're not like the bike guy. So you're like, come on, guys, take the ball.
This reminds me of the lactose intolerant conversation.
Yeah,
All this
exactly.
colon messaging.
That's true.
And I do have to pull out my surprise at some point. It's not a surprise to you guys, but should we do that soon?
Like, are we gonna do it on this episode?
I think we should do it on this episode.
Oh, okay.
Should we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
well,
do it
we're,
now.
we're at the time.
All right. Well, before I go grab the surprise, wanted to touch on you being. Would you call yourself the biggest sender in Whistler?
Self-proclaimed, yeah.
Self-proclaimed biggest sender in Whistler. Yeah, biggest sender. I can think of a few big senders, but I guess the first time that I met you was when you were doing some big sends. I think we captured you in like Whistler closing weekend.
Oh, yeah, I
20
remember
something
this,
or
yeah.
whatever, and you were like, I don't know what to call this rock, but you were hiking your bike up the side of this.
Was that red chair slab?
Red chair slab?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were hiking your bike up this. I've never seen anybody do that. You were the first person I ever seen
yeah.
do that. Absolutely insane.
Funny you bring that up. I ride that almost every day.
What?
Yeah.
Well, when the bike park's open, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, you just hike up there and you just.
Yeah, that's my warm-up lap. I
Oh,
come
wow.
down Garbo, hit Shale-Master, and then immediately turn over just by myself, throw my bike on my shoulder, run up, hit that, and then down to all like the filthy 8 free ride lines.
What are some of the other big
Jesus
sends
Christ.
that you do in the Whistler Bike Park?
Well, the bike park, you're limited. So,
Yeah, big canvas.
yeah, I'm trying to get creative with it because I feel like there's not too much left that I haven't done there. So now it's just like, you can't keep doing the same stuff. You got to one-up it or bring a new entrance to it or something. So actually at the end of the year, we opened up a new little line on Filthy 8 with a little rock gap that I don't think anybody's done before because we had to snap some branches.
Right.
That was my idea. And then Steve Vanderhoek rocked up and he's like, what are we looking at? And then I was like, yeah, I saw this little rock to rock. Do you think it'll go? And he's like, yeah, man, I think it's a great idea. So we just snapped some of the branches and then we both hit it. And then since then, I think quite a few people have hit it now.
You guys are pioneers,
Yeah.
opening up all these new lines.
Well, not me. I'm not.
Is there any rivalry there? Because like we see online this, and this is kind of regional, but like this group of Sea to Sky, North Shore,
Yeah.
shredders, and it always seems like you guys are like, finding the new entrance or going a bit higher up the rock or like adding some flair to some insane stunt.
I wouldn't really say it's rivalry. It's more like personal. You don't want to keep doing the same thing.
Right.
So it's you're one-upping yourself.
You're one-upping yourself,
Yeah.
and you're seeing what's possible.
I wouldn't say there's any like direct competition or bad blood.
Okay.
Maybe actually like a year or two ago, you might get that a little more when, for myself personally, a lot of guys that were on the come up in the same sort of level as you might not necessarily want to share their lines or their stuff because a lot of stuff's really secretive because they want that next level of sponsorship. They want to be like, this is me. I can do this. I think Remy does that really well. Like he builds his stuff, he does it, and then he blocks it off. He doesn't want anybody to do it because if he makes a YouTube video on Garanga or whatever, and it's on YouTube saying how gnarly this is, and then 2 days later, some 16-year-old Squamish local goes and hits his line, it's not really a good look, but it's part of it. It's in a roundabout way though. It's progressing the whole sport for everyone, so it's good. I'm always like, if I do something and I don't get mad if somebody does it right after, I think, okay, we gotta go bigger. We gotta go gnarlier. Make it so they can't do it.
I wanted to ask you about rivalry too, because if you're the self-proclaimed big ascender whistler, who's the runner-up?
Ryan Mentakis.
Yeah, that guy's a sender. We had him on the tour this year.
Yeah.
And you guys are both nuts. Like the fact that you're calling that lap you do a warm-up lap is like, okay, whatever. Like,
Well, weren't you guys kind of like a dynamic duo of sorts with the Mad Dogs? Or you still are? Tell us about that.
He's kind of gone through some personal stuff this year.
Okay.
And had a bad hand injury and he's just kind of stepped back from it a bit. But no, we're still best buddies. And
Okay. What the Mad Dogs, is that right? Is that what you guys called yourself? Okay, because that's how I caught wind of you through Travis.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
So that started out, we'd always just be like, "Whoa, are you gonna do it? Or are you gonna be a Mad Dog or what?" Like when we're looking at a new line or something. And then it was just like a crew of us, like just our buddies. And we're like, "We're the Mad Dogs." And then it would just be like, "Yeah, if you do something sick, you're a Mad Dog." And then it turned out to be like more so just Ryan and I were the only ones hitting stuff. And then it just stuck to just us two. And then Trav's like, "Oh, I like this. There's marketing here. We're putting Mad Dogs." And then he got the custom kits. And then we put that Mad Dogs edit out. I think that was 2020 that we dropped that. And that was sick. I was happy with that.
Nice.
I want to jump into. Sorry, Matt, if you have to get a surprise, but
No, I'll get the surprise when we play this or that.
oh, okay, sweet. Before Pinkbike Academy, you were not a full-time bike rider, right? Correct?
No.
You got paid a little bit, I'm assuming.
Before, what I do is I have a construction company and sole proprietorship. So I just bust my ass in the spring, fall, winter. I still like my powder days, but I would work as much as I could and then just take July, August off every year and then just ride. And then, so now this year, I'm probably still gonna have to work a little bit. And then that's still the same plan, just ride as much as I can and then see what we can do and see what Orbea is offering as well. Cause I still haven't really made like a full schedule of what I want to do. Cause I don't know what's going to be approved, what's not, but I'm hoping Gully will help out with a lot of it.
Well, and I don't know how much you're allowed to talk about in contracts and NDAs and all that, but like with the previous years, the previous winners of Pinkbike Academy, it was pretty much a given they were going to be like the Orbea race team in some way. Orbea kind of has a free ride team with Gully. Like, do you know where you fit yet or how that works?
So it hasn't been officially stated yet, but I did before actually I formally won. I was doing some background research on Orbea, and they have their commissions team, and that's 3 riders. Not 100% sure who the other one is. I forget. It's some guy in Europe and Gully. And then I saw it's like apply now. The spot position was open, and this was before the Pinkbike Academy. So I'm like, oh, maybe that's what the Pinkbike Academy, the winner is going to go to the commissions. So I believe that's like their non-racing, more of like a content creation side. So it hasn't been officially stated that's where I'm going, but you put 2 and 2 together here. I think that's where it'll be.
So then what's your, like you said, you haven't made a full schedule, but like, do you have like a list on your wall at home that's like a Toonie Drop, 50-foot Insane Canyon Gap?
No, I'm kind of backing it down from the one-off features. I want to do a few video parts. A big one I really want to do is showcasing like my lifestyle, my personal experiences in Whistler. So it'd be all the stuff in the surrounding area that I do, and then just like lifestyle, like summertime. Like there's a lot of really cool shit in Whistler that's behind the scenes that people maybe don't necessarily see. So I kind of want to put an edit together of that. And then I'd really like to do something at Big White, and then international. I really want to make it down to Utah and New Zealand are kind of my two golden tickets there.
I feel like you can do good things in Utah.
Yeah. Big time. Green River, Utah, any of those spots. Yeah.
So I'm hoping Gully will join me because he knows it better than anyone.
It seems like you're really excited to get into it with Gully.
Yeah. I think I don't know him too well. Like I'm finding out a lot more about him.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like he kind of needs like a push. Like he's I don't know what I should be saying about him, but I feel like he's got a ton of potential, but he's gotten a little, not lazy, but maybe kind of needs that to re-spark,
Stagnant
rekindle.
maybe. A little bit, yeah.
So I feel like I can bring that, and because I just like feed off people.
You're here.
Yeah. And if I can push him, then he can push me. And that's exactly like what I had with Ryan. Like both me and him, we didn't know anything about mountain biking. We're winging it. We're watching Remy's videos and we're like, yep, there's a lot of gaps. I think we can do them. And then sometimes it'd be like rock, paper, scissors. Who's going to go first? Or it's one thing he'll be like, I could see it. He does it. I'm like, okay, now I'm doing it. And then vice versa for the next gap. And I'm hoping that I can learn a lot from Gully.
I can see what you're saying about Gully. I think, he's not exactly lazy. That guy rides almost every day or skis every day. It's
that's
like,
maybe the
how
wrong
does
word.
he do that so often? That guy's living the dream. What a good guy, though. Shout out Gully. He's going to be on our pod in a couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
But you just want to see him send big. You want to see him sui the Toonie Drop?
He has done the Toonie Drop.
Yeah, he has.
A few times.
Yeah, he's a sender, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be good to see you guys on a team. I think that is probably what you're trying to get at, is like, it's probably hard for him being alone, like a one-man show.
Yeah, exactly.
And not having that, like, buddy to be like, hey, let's go out today and make something, or like hit this thing together and like make a little hit from it.
Yeah, I was really impressed on at the Big White Slopestyle course. I saw him flip that the step down on the full 29er right in front of me. I was just, all right. Yeah, he's still got it.
He's definitely still got it.
Yeah, he can pull it out when he can.
Yeah.
Last question from me. Oh, not like that, Dave. You just raised your eyebrow now.
You say pull it out?
One last question for me before we get into this or that. What's the coolest thing you've ever seen someone do on a mountain bike in person? Big question.
What have I seen in person?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not in person too, but something that just like
in person. What comes to mind is Dylan Stark in, was it 2019 or 2020? I think it's 2019, the whip offs when he 360'd the last jump, because he overcooked it. He looked like he was going down, and then to hold it together and land that, I was right on the jump watching that.
Oh, wow.
Like, that was sick.
Yeah, Crankworks needs to get that guy back out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just for those moments.
Absolutely. All right, well.
Or Thomas Lemoyne this year.
Oh, yeah.
That
was that was big.
That was up there.
Dave was
top.
there, jumping. You know that one.
Yeah, I know. I know things.
Was that the coolest thing you ever saw on a mountain bike, Dave?
Yeah, like top 10 easily.
Yeah, that was pretty wicked. All right, well, let's play this or that. Jason, Dave, you guys take the wheel here.
Okay.
You want to play the music, Dave?
Oh, wait.
Max, have you played this or that before?
No, I haven't.
It's a very simple game. You're going to get given two options, and you choose one or the other.
Let's do it.
There's no prizes or winners or losers, but you have to pick something.
The prize is $30,000.
And a pro contract with feeding off each other. And we're looking for the complete package here.
But the sponsorship, you have to pay us $30,000, so it's net even.
Okay. Dave music. Whistler or Kelowna?
Whistler.
Toonie Drop or Pemberton Train Gap?
Pemberton Train Gap.
Backflips or big whips?
Backflips.
Photo shoot or video shoot?
Video.
Fresh power, fresh loam?
Fresh pow, surprisingly.
Ooh. 29er or 27.5?
Mullet.
Ooh, okay. I like it. Moto or mountain bike?
Mountain bike right now.
Nose manuals or regular manuals?
Regular.
Rock rolls or big jumps?
Jumps.
DH bike or enduro bike?
Oh, putting me on the spot on that one. Enduro bike.
Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
Neither.
A-line or dirt merchant?
Dirt merchant.
Jumps or steeps?
Jumps.
Garfs or longhorn?
Longhorn, then Garfs.
First in a race or viral Instagram reel?
Viral.
Wet trails or dry trails?
Dry. All day.
And breaking a collarbone or breaking your back?
Collarbone.
And that is another edition of This or That.
Well done. Fresh. He chose pow over loam.
Yeah,
This guy's
wow.
a skier.
I tried.
Well, you do live in like a mecca of both.
Yeah.
The Pow Day at Whistler is a very good day.
Well,
guys.
the snowboarding clips actually are same amplitude as the biking. But
Yeah, you do. Did you ever have? Sorry,
Sorry, no, yeah, we have just 2 minutes left, but go for it.
oh yeah,
can you tell us your life story from beginning to end? I was just gonna say, did you ever want to be a pro snowboarder?
no.
Okay, get to the freaking surprise.
All right, Max, I don't know if you're going to be this stoked, but we've been talking about this on a few podcasts. I made ice cream. We've been talking about me making ice cream. I made pralines and cream ice cream just for you boys. You said it was your favorite. We're going to taste the ice cream.
I looked it up and you were right. I think it is pralines.
Pralines?
Yeah.
What?
Is it crawling?
Praline or praline?
Yeah, what is it?
I say praline. I don't know. I'll say either. Oh, crap. Okay, here's a test. Okay, give me the taste test. This is...
Hold on.
Careful what you say.
Yeah, but what is it though?
Oh, it's like a peanut.
Oh, it's a pecan.
Is it a pecan?
Yeah, it's not what? A peanut.
Sorry, I don't know.
Pecans that are caramelized.
Jason, pass
but
me a spoon.
guys,
Yeah.
this is
Oh.
what you have here is homemade, handcrafted, Matty D's Quebecois maple butter. I got pralines and cream. Ice cream. Please enjoy. Let me know how it tastes.
Oh, no.
If you like it, leave a good review.
Milk was a bad choice.
I'm sorry, you guys, that you can't all listening taste this ice cream.
Hold on, I'll
I
do
assure
some
you,
ASMR.
it's probably edible. Everybody wants to listen to the lip smacks on the ice cream,
yeah.
that's for sure.
Some good stuff right there.
Guys, thanks for listening. Please remember to subscribe and rate our show on whatever platform you're listening on. Yes, we know that rating podcasts is for nerds, but if you drop a banger review on Apple Podcasts, we do read them. We read them. We have fun. And I might send you some stickers. Check out the Mahalo My Dude store if you want to rep some merch. We don't have feeding off each other merch yet, but maybe we should get a shirt or something. Yeah.
One shirt.
Yeah, that's it, folks. Hey, how's the ice cream?
There's Rogo.
Is it good? Describe it. What are you tasting? Have you gotten to the
Velvet.
Creamy, milky.
Have you gotten to the
Very
pralines yet? Max?
Very creamy.
Very creamy. Creamtacular.
Yeah, you're gonna have an
Fantastic.
ice cream belly on your ride later.
Yeah.
Max, thanks so much.
Yeah,
it was
thanks,
really nice
Max.
to talk to you. Congratulations once again. You're a G. Don't kill yourself out there.
Yeah,
please.
thanks for having me, man.
All right.
It's
stay
going to be a
safe.
good year.
Yeah. Looking forward to watching it. All right. That's it. As always. Yum, 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 yum.
Thank you for listening to Feeding Off Each Other. Please subscribe for more great podcasts.